Going on, everyone? John Matrix here. So today we're going to check out a little something different here in the 40k universe. I've been interested in the tabletop game of 40k for a long time. Dawn of War 2 is actually what got me into the 40k universe a long time ago, way back in the day. A bunch of friends of mine had gotten into Dawn of War 2 and got me into that game, and I'd been interested in getting into the tabletop game ever since, really. And never had anyone locally or anything locally that I could find to do anything with the tabletop game or anything, you know, with minis and stuff like that. But then a streamer that I had watched back in the day for StarCraft 2 and Control, you know, if any of you guys know him, he was big into the 40k universe. And so at some point he eventually started streaming the 40k tabletop stuff, and he even got into professional tournaments for a little bit there, and was, I think, in the top 5 if not top 3 a couple years and playing. But anyway, watching him and watching stuff always just wanted me to get into the tabletop game. So today we're going to take a look at Warhammer 40k in 40 minutes. This is, you know, some tabletop gameplay between Bricky and Nick. I'm not sure who Nick is. I know who Bricky is. He was one of the first, you know, videos I did a reaction to with his, you know, what is Warhammer 40k and what are the Space Marines and etc, etc. And so this is the Adepta Sororitas versus Tau. It's Bricky versus Nick, Warhammer 40k in 40 minutes. So just to preface this, I know, like I said, I generally don't know anything about the tabletop game. I don't know how the tabletop game really works. I know movement is based on like actual like ruler movement, like a certain amount of inches or feet or something like that they can move, and they have to roll, I think, depending on how far or how fast they want to move to see if they can actually do it. And there's a lot of dice involved. Attacking is involved, you know, them rolling a certain amount, and based on what they roll, depending on the unit, you know, they have to roll, you know, above a certain number in order to hit, and then the defending team has to roll to see how well their armor works or something like that. That's basically kind of all I really know. So I just want to check this out and see how you know, if I learn anything more from the tabletop game, and yeah, just hang out and chill and watch this. So let's check it out here. Let's monitor on, volume, bada boom.
Tau versus Sororitas, Plasma versus Promethea, Greater Good versus the Emperor's Holy Wrath. Whose dogma prevails? This is 40k in 40 minutes, Sister Act 40,000,
oh,
the Fish of Fury Fry-Up.
So I don't know. Let me see here. I'll check something out real quick. When did this video come out? So this video came out 4 months ago. I know that the most recent version of like 10th edition, I think, came out not too terribly long ago. This, I think this might be in 10th edition, whatever the latest rules are. But again, I really don't know what any kind of changes in any of this stuff are, so.
Greetings 40k fans, your host JT, the voice of Play on here, and do we have a treat for you? Bricky is in studio today with his sisters to play Tau Nick in what promises to be a slam bag knockdown drag out of a match.
Been about 1 year just watching more on YouTube, and one day randomly while I'm on the mall I decided to look up where to buy minis, and if I say went overboard. That's the other thing. I feel like it's something that you could easily go overboard on. Now I have a wall of unpainted plastic crack. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. And that's the other thing, is getting into the
Tau Nick
painting.
is back to his roots as an,
you know, I'm not a very artistic person, so like painting the minis is something that I feel would be very daunting and time consuming, and with my ADD, I don't know how well I would do with it.
Tabletop in the beautiful sunny world of Canada today, away from my home in California, to play my favorite faction in all of 40k, the Sisters of Battle.
Oh, interesting.
Bricky isn't necessarily known for his war.
So Bricky is big into the Sisters of Battle. That's his favorite tabletop faction. Huh? Interesting. I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's just tactics, their units, etc.
Warhammer content. However, he's a big fan of the lore, the setting, as well as the game, and he's created his own universe on YouTube where you can watch him play all the games and do all of the things. His Adepta Sororitas look to roast some Tau in holy fire in the Emperor.
He's created his own universe, his own Warhammer 40k universe. Like, what? Interesting. I wonder if it was like he created his own like factions and lore and stuff. That'd be pretty interesting. I didn't really know that. I just had seen some of his videos. I'd have to check some of that out a little further, I guess.
First name.
Sisters are one of my favorites just because of the absolute amount of shenanigans they bring to the table. If I need dice to be replaced for any kind of random miracle, I've got it. A hammerhead shot me and I need a spike and immediate 6-up invul, I've got it.
Bricky's got 2 cannon.
I understood some of those words. I understood rolling and miracle. I don't know about 6-up, and I don't know about anything like that. Yeah, he has. Yeah, I know he has a big Warhammer presence on YouTube. Because he's got like his own podcast, I think, too, right?
With Saintly Example and the other with Litanies of Faith, an Imagifier, Junitharita, a Palatine with the Blade of St. Eleanor.
Painting was surprisingly considered how undexterous my hands were.
3 Battle Sister squads,
killing.
a dedicated transport in his
What kills your motivation is just laziness. Yeah, I hear you there.
A Dominion squad.
It would be something that I wouldn't mind doing at some point in time, and I mean, it would be good content for YouTube just to sit here and chill and paint minis and just talk to you guys, you know? I wouldn't mind doing it at some point in time. It's just, I gotta have the spare cash to buy the minis in the first place, you know?
Just for the extra shooty bang bang.
Like, I just spent, you know, a decent amount of money getting a new computer rig so that I can pump out videos faster. You know, since my YouTube channel got partnered, and I'm trying to get this, you know, to be more of a steady source of income, and hopefully I can do this, you know, eventually full time. That's the dream. So
fans of Play on Tabletop have requested that I come out here and play games, and you reached out to me, and I said, of course, obviously, and I get to play Tau Nick. He likes Tau, I've been told.
Hey folks, Nick here, and
his name is Tau Nick.
40k, and I am back with my Tau. So far, I've done really well with my Tau in 10th edition, but I'm up against a new opponent, one that I've never played before.
Nick counters.
So I don't know anything about the rules. I don't know how things have changed from previous editions to now. I just know that one of the things that people hated about the Tau was that they're extremely range based, and I guess some people felt that they were overpowered because they had a lot of really good ways to keep more melee based units from getting up close to them while, you know, doing a lot of obviously range attack damage. So it was very difficult for certain other factions to really fight against them, I think. So I don't know. I don't know, but I guess we'll see what happens here in this video.
3 Cadre Fireblades, a commander in a Crisis battlesuit, a commander in an Enforcer battlesuit with the Exemplar of the Kalyan.
I don't know what any of this is.
With Through Unity Devastation, a Firesight team with Precision of the Patient Hunter, and of course, my favorite, your favorite.
I guess that's something I should ask. If there's any content creators out there that have any kind of videos that break down like the various factions units and what they do in tabletop, and I guess maybe just lore and story as well, that'd be kind of cool. I would like to check that out, like to learn the names of the various units of the various factions, and yeah, what they do both in the tabletop and I guess lore wise. That'd be pretty tight. If someone's got a video out there like that, you know, send me a link, send me that way.
Long Strike. He's got 3 breacher teams and
Tau hate is part meme, part lore, and part tabletop.
For those breachers.
Yeah, I know they're very a squad. The memes are very anime Gundam centric with the Tau.
A lot of broadside battle suits, some Crisis battle suits, a Skyray gunship, stealth battle suits, a Sunshark bomber, and
I mean, they seem like a pretty cool faction. They seem like a very interesting, you know, mech-based faction.
Answer to them.
But I could also see why people would say they don't necessarily really fit in 40k as far as it goes.
Before they get there, hammerheads and broadsides to the rescue.
So my game plan is very simple. It's oops, all war crimes. Sisters really good at that stuff. I flew an entire country away, specifically to teach the Tau that they are not made in humanity's image. And I can't wait for that.
Get him, Bricky.
Today's mission is sweeping engagement. What's up? Using long edges with an angle deployment. Special mission rule is Vox static, so
Special mission rule Vox static. The command reroll and new order stratagems now cost 2 CP. I don't know what any of that is, but okay.
2 command points for rerolls and for new orders. And the ritual mission. Players are going to be responsible for placing their own objectives in no man's land in order to score their points.
As for secondaries,
Interesting.
tactical, everyday, it's more fun. It's apparently better, but I don't really
Yeah,
care
I always
about
like
that.
Tau, but of
Drawing
course
and
I
that's what
partake
defining
in the
this
Tau.
is
We
fun,
means like any good
tactical.
40k fan. Of course. Of course. Okay, so we're getting into deployment
Welcome
phase
to the
here.
studio. Welcome here. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
So I would assume obviously that whatever the third party is, the producers of the show that are putting on the battle here have set up this battlefield and have set the, I guess, overall conditions for the battle that's happening here.
I'm excited to kill some sisters.
Oh, you can try.
Looks like Celestine and the Seraphim are going to
Oh shit, we got Celestine out here.
All 6 of the engines are in reserve. The Repentia are going to go into the Rhino. The Arcoflagellants are also going to go into the Rhino. The Breachers are in the Devilfish 3 times. Crisis Suits and Enforcers in Deep Strike. And the Crisis Commander
Again, I understand some of these words.
Solo.
Who's deploying first? All right.
Looks like
Okay.
it's me. In
So
a
they rolled
move
to see who
to
goes
shock
first.
the
I assume the
world,
higher roll is the
The
winner.
Exorcist is going behind line of sight.
Or at least the higher roll gets to choose who goes first. One or the other.
10 battle sisters, and possibly, just maybe, a character to go along with them. A canoness. one
So
might
do they
say.
take turns going back and forth? Like one person deploys a certain set of units and another person gets to deploy a counter set? That's
On
interesting.
the line.
That would make it kind of, I guess, more
Wow.
fair overall for both
I'm shaking
sides.
in my jorts. This
Instead
is
of one
a
side being able to see the full deployment of another side and being able to deploy
Hide.
counter, you know.
Taking
Appropriately.
a look at deployment here, and subtlety's apparently in neither player's dictionary. Both players are deployed pretty much on the line. Both of them seem to be chomping at the bit.
A lot of units. A lot of infantry on Bricky's side.
The enemy. This is going to be
A lot of infantry on Bricky's side and a lot of...
absolute slobberknocker. Thanks, team.
Okay, the screen went black for a second. I was having a panic attack.
Whoa!
Right here, we've done.
Perchance is that
I was gonna be like, oh my god, the screen's gone black because my 4080 died. I just, you know. Take a second here, breathe. But yeah, a lot of infantry units on his side and a lot of just like big boy tanks, it looks like, on the Tau side. So interesting. Deployment zones are very based on the mission and each match, I believe.
on the
Gotcha.
line?
Okay.
No. Now it is.
broadsides. And then I've got one last unit to place down, and that is my
Fire sight.
no.
Fire. No. Blight. Fire tight. Dire
My
fright.
sniper.
Big 40Ks, giant uninterrupted
See,
turns,
Look what I did.
All right, let's do
and
it.
kill team is alternative action
Those are
turns.
shots.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, from a lot of what I've heard from various people is kill team is the thing to like get into to start with, because you can have smaller armies and it's cheaper to get into, and then that can lead you into the full overall big game. So that'll be something I would look into at some point. I just don't have, like, I've said this before in a lot of different videos. I would love to eventually be able to stream and or record, you know, me playing with other people on the tabletop and just upload those videos or just stream those videos and just have fun with that. I think that'd be something that'd be great to do just as something else at some point in time.
Come on. Oh, Joe, it's out of the box.
Whoa.
Oh! What was that about rolling sixes?
Yeah.
Let's go. Faith. I have been rewarded.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at GameMat.eu. GameMat.eu makes fantastic mats and amazing terrain ready to go right out of the box. No painting, no nothing. Just unpack it and play. But that's not all. They also carry a full line of other tabletop games,
That's dope.
including a full line of Games Workshop product. They also ship worldwide, so you can build the battlefield of your dreams with just a few clicks. Now, back to the action.
W sponsor. Okay.
Thank goodness. First turn.
Game ad out of you if you happen to watch this, and if you want to, you know, sponsor some of my reaction videos, I'm open for business. You just, you know, business email down there. Hook a brother up. Saying.
I needed that really badly. Tau, shoot really hard. I deployed on the line, mainly for my own gusto, but that may have been a mistake. So thank goodness for that. Emperor, truly, faith, reward it. So first things first, we have a 6-inch scout.
The
group
Emperor
because
protects.
The Palatine is combined with a group of Dominions.
It's a quote for a reason. Okay, so yeah, he's using a tape measure to move up.
He's got
Okay.
himself 2 miracle dice, both 6s. Oh boy, here we go. He's drawn Area Denial and Cleanse and gets an extra command point
So I don't know what these means. Are these, I guess, abilities that he gets to use? Secondary missions. Okay. So I assume these are things that he could do to gain points or something. Instead of just like going and attacking and destroying his units. I believe if you gain like a certain amount of points, you can just win by points. And so that's what I think these are. So area denial, be wholly within the center of your battlefield score at the end of your turn. Cleanse, select a unit at your shooting phase. It cannot shoot or charge. Score by cleaning the objective. The unit controls. If fixed, score 2 victory points for cleaning. 1, score 4 victory points for cleaning 2. If tactical, score +1 victory points. Interesting.
From
Okay.
Judith Ureta,
Yeah, game points.
phase,
Yeah.
Aggression continues to be the key to Bricky's tactics here. He's absolutely advancing as far as he possibly can.
I mean, I feel
He's
like
moving
you
up
probably
in
have to
position
be
ritual
aggressive
and to
against the
drop
Tau
another
with this
objective.
kind
My
of
main goal is to move all the infantry into all the
army,
little nooks and
right?
crannies that go on with.
Because you don't want to let the Tau
whole
just sit
reason for
back
this
and
is not
shoot at you,
only to try
right?
to get up to some objectives, place my own objectives for the ritual, but also to funnel all of his units into firing lanes for me, because I have a ton of reserves, and they can easily torch the infantry. Judith and her friends will be placing down an objective at the end of the turn right here. The Rhino will begin its firing directly upon thine Devilfish.
Thine Devilfish.
Thine Devilfish.
Thine.
And a Rhino shall lead them. 5 wounds to the Devilfish, and a Melta shall finish it off. Nope.
We will now fire the beautiful Melta squad right here. All the Meltas in the Dominion squad need to kill this Devilfish now, because we need to blunt the movement of the Tau.
Melta squad now using a miracle dice to hit for sure. Wounds into the Devilfish does 7 damage, and it's dead. And the Devilfish explodes. Oh no!
Oh snap.
Oh, my
So I'm assuming Miracle Dice are something unique to the Battle Sisters faction. I assume. I don't know. But I assume that that's something that's like a unique game mechanic for that faction.
Devilfish has exploded in my backline. I love this for how cinematic it is, but I hate it for how much it kills my guys. On the Hammerhead, Long Strike takes 1 mortal wound. My infantry right here take 1 mortal wound. Lastly, my Tetras take
Yeah, I think they add buffs to various roles and
mortal
specific
wounds.
circumstances. Yeah.
nothing.
That was an
Okay.
incredible roll.
Excellent. I'm not gonna give you an easy charge here.
And another miracle dice for
Okay,
a
so
6.
he
This
took
is
out one of
fantastic for
the
Bricky.
Tau
What a
tanks
start.
already.
This squad of girls will begin firing upon thine Devilfish.
Some more Melta Madness and a Cherub reroll for a 1. That makes a 6, 3, and a 1 in his miracle dice.
7 wounds remaining over here.
7 more bolt guns. Quick, give me them 3s, and we're aiming for 6s.
Full saves?
Full saves.
See, I don't know what all he's rolling.
Exorcist.
I assume that for each of those little units in that squad, he gets to roll a dice to see if they hit and then how much damage they do. And then the other guy gets to roll against those based on his armor. I assume that's how it's working.
It will begin her firepower.
Here comes the organ gun. Gotta love it when the church starts firing Meltagun.
How much damage does it do? Ah! Unit has not used it yet!
Oh, 6 damage. That goes another Devilfish down.
Oh snap! He's got 2 tanks down already. Oh, okay.
I will.
Seems like a good start for him.
A single one of these for a 1. Cherub to get a new one. Because this squad is Retributors, they reroll 1s to wounds. So in a sense, I'm not.
The old
losing
heat feed
anything.
will model the
Guys,
head based on the weapon
reroll
skill.
the 1,
Okay, that's what I
and then
thought.
We'll reroll that other 1 from the miracle dice.
Save 2 of them.
And we will see what our numerical dice may become. A 4. I will fire upon him.
Yes. Ones.
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 No, we knew it was gonna happen.
Rip.
Yes!
Turn yourself back in shame.
So obviously a 1 is a 1 like a crit fail? Is that something like I know in D&D's your old 1 it's crit fail, so something bad happens to you. Is that how it works in this too? Is a 1 like a crit fail where something bad happens, like there's a misfire, or is it just that he missed?
Church.
What a 9-inch charge.
Enemy
we
can
have
roll invulnerability and armor saves,
for
reduce the top damage based on their stats. Gotcha.
here. All right, I believe my turn is done. I'd say pretty eventful. I do place a new objective right down there.
Yeah.
End of the turn. Solid start for him. Best way to keep Tau from your face is to shoot the transports. How's Nick gonna respond? Nick up to a command point, Bricky D3, and Nick's pulled behind enemy lines and attempting target.
Okay, so attempting target, your opponent selects an objective, no man's land, score points if you control it, and blah, blah, blah. Behind a man, score this by having 2 more units in your enemy's deployment zone. This excludes aircraft. Score only 2 VP, blah, blah, blah. Fixed score. Okay, so he's got to somehow get enemies behind them. I don't know how deployment works. I don't know if he's got like reserves that he can just drop in there and just automatically get that, or if he has to like roll and like super move things to get back there. This seems like the behind enemy lines would be pretty difficult to do.
Target.
That tempting target is a little
Some
bit tough
factions
to guess.
have rules for
I'm
bad
gonna have to
rolls, like orcs
sacrifice
have
one
a
of your
medic that if you roll low, he kills the orc instead of healing him. I know the orcs are very chaos RNG random
Oh,
stuff,
it doesn't.
and the orcs are very much a
Okay,
if you're rolling well, you will steamroll your enemy, but if you're rolling bad, you will get
Close combat with the
steamrolled.
Sisters, he has to plan his marker lights here, as well as his guiding of units, to maximize his effectiveness.
my strike team is just going to move over a little bit, just enough to still hold the objective, but be able to offer supporting fire.
Okay, so he's moving stuff around.
Oh, the foal.
Ooh.
Which means I get all the way over here. Oh, the
That's a big move.
You're gonna get out.
Oh, he's trying to take his objective. Okay.
Canada's giving squad full rerolls will overwatch those mid-objectives.
We need to shoot an enemy unit that moves or charges as part of your shooting phase. Okay.
Breachers takes Bricky down.
So command points. I'm assuming these are like special points that, yeah, you can utilize to do special maneuvers with your army based on your faction. Kind of like, I don't know, like in Command and Conquer, you know, 3, they have like the little abilities on the side that go on cooldown or something, you know what I mean? Kind of something like that. It's the only thing I can think of to really compare it to.
Down to 2 command points.
Multi-melta. 2 shots. That's 1, 6, 3. No.
Yeah, basically. Okay, that's what I thought. That's a lot of dice.
Wounding on 4s.
4-ups. You've killed 3.
You know, in a sense, that's probably statistical.
Then lastly, my stealth suits are gonna move their 8 inches, putting them
8 inches. So I mean, like, that's one. So movement. I assume movement also is probably based on the unit, and certain units are allowed to move faster or further based on just the type of unit they are. Like, I would assume those tanks that he's got can't move as far as maybe some of these lighter scout units or something like that. But like, how would movement? Yeah, each unit has its own movement stats. Okay, yeah. So it's all just based on individual stats for the different models. I got you. I imagine how many dice there'd be for an Imperial Guard. Yeah. Yeah, I bet some factions probably roll crazy dice. And that also brings up another question, I guess, you know, from like some of the lore videos that I've seen from the Imperial Guard. I would assume the Imperial Guard have like nukes for tabletop. Are there like super weapons that can be deployed from various factions on the tabletop that can do like super devastating damage, but obviously have like a high unit cost? You know, because from what I know from like the Total War Warhammer games, to be able to like build an army, each unit has a like point, there's like, it's like a point currency value, and based on how good the unit is, and the better the unit is at things, the better you're at killing and the harder they are to kill. Like a hero obviously has a higher total, you know, value point than just a regular grunt unit does. So you can't just deploy, you know, 20 hero units kind of a thing. So I assume there's something like that where like maybe they're super weapons, but they have like a high, you know, point value. So it might not necessarily be a good idea to field them in some of these situations. You know, I don't know. Artillery, mortars, and vehicles. Horde armies have players throwing like 50 dice.
It's a 2.
Right. But what happened when you wound?
It's a 5.
Oh, it hits. My faith in
Lots
the
of
God
infantry.
Emperor, truly.
Guard have the Death Strike missile. I've used it. Have infinite range. It used to have infinite range, so people used to call the game shops across the country to see if the game was happening. They'd call it Death Strike to help. I got you.
I am down to 3.
All right, then I have 2 one-shot secret missiles.
4s.
Okay, he's taking out Bricky's tank.
Oh, don't roll a 1, my friend.
4 damage.
He's done it.
Finally, the Rhino's down, and a third 3 for the Miracle Dice.
The Arco.
So his like APC tank got taken out, huh?
Programming is ready for problems. It was a pleasure to know you.
breachers are going to be guided by this unit of Fire Wars. 30 dice.
30 dice, Jesus.
Oh dear.
-1.
You know, the Palatine lived. That's fine. We had faith in one person survived. Because we get miracle dice. A 1.
So the rest of the strike team that can see the one unit might as well fire it.
Ooh.
And wounds you 3 times.
3 up it is then.
I believe you get a miracle dice for that one.
I wish I did.
We're going with these breachers right now.
Wonderful.
And they're going to be supported.
I assume she saved on her rolls there.
You dare fire upon my pulpit.
Re-rolling 1.
3 ups. We make 2. 2s now.
Down.
We lost another 3s. Now 4s. 1, 2, 3 more. So that means we lost 6 girls in total.
The Counter Fireblade also fires into that unit. Wounds you twice, no minus.
Bricky spins his cherub to turn the 3 into a 5, and using Rejoice the Fallen for a command point down to 2 to shoot back at Nick.
4s.
Interesting. Okay, so you can like counterattack with one of his command abilities.
However, so that's 1 at AP 4.
Yeah, let's take one guy off.
Yeah. And then D6 shots with a flamer, but -1 because of you with twin lasers.
Oh, I can't stop yawning.
One more dead breacher.
Fire Slate Marksman is going to guide my breachers in firing into this sister squad.
I am going to.
So I wonder what that means. I'm assuming that that's one of the, like the features of the Tau that they have scout, because he says like guide. So I would assume there might be like a scout kind of unit that the Tau has that can apply a buff to things that their army can do to maybe like hit more, you know, something like that.
Canoness's 2-up invul.
Ah! Hitting on 2s, please. Hurrah!
Faith in the Emperor, guide my hand. Canoness 2-up in.
So when he says hitting on 2s, I'm assuming that means he needs to at least roll a 2 or higher to hit. And I believe they're rolling D6s. So I mean, that's a lot. That would be a lot of hits, right? To roll, like if you hit on a 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, like Jesus. You know, that's what, like a 90% chance of getting a hit.
Invul save. We're good. Rejoice, sisters. You join the Emperor in light. And you get a miracle dice.
Okay.
A 1.
3 shots from the Counter Fireblade.
But luckily for me, I have a 2-up invul. We're good.
All right, what's time for a railgun to kill her?
Oh my god.
So these stealth suits are going to spot these guys and guide the broadsides. Hurrah! Hit them all.
Also various drone stuff actually shield units from damage or add fire support. Right, yeah, to the
Does that
Tau.
mean we might end up getting 6s for my invul save because the light of the Emperor? No, we don't.
Miracle Dice pops a cherub, turns a Miracle Dice from a 1 into a 1.
That's not all she wrote, because I also have 4 drones there, all with missiles.
Ooh.
Good lord.
I mean, it's 4 dice. If I roll a single 1, that's all she wrote.
That dead squad gives up a 5 on Miracle Dice. Bricky now has a 5, 2 4s, 2 3s, and a 1, and another 1 for the Miracle Dice pile.
The last unit I have to fire is my Skyray.
Well, I don't know what any of that means for the Miracle
We're gonna
Dice.
Support the smart missile system. So far, 3s to wound.
Here, let's just roll them up and see what we get.
And then his 3 secret missiles from a secret missile whack.
Yes.
I like the little effects that they're adding.
Hit once.
Good for a 4-up invul save. We do not.
At the end of my
This just watching this, it also again brings up like, I don't understand why Games Workshop would never want to translate this into an actual like digital tabletop game that have like the effects and stuff of firing these different things like built into it. I would think that they would be able to make a shit ton of money doing it that way. They might lose out, I guess, on money like for paints and stuff like that, but they could still sell the various units like digitally, you know, for people. I don't know. I guess maybe just like, I don't know why they wouldn't. I just feel like this would be like the perfect thing for an actual like digital tabletop game. And maybe they do have something like that in the works. You know, I don't know.
turn, these guys are here. They did not shoot. They will put down.
I think the Miracle Dice pool is to replace bad rolls. That would make sense.
For tempting target, discards behind enemy lines for a command point, goes to 2 command points to Bricky's 1. Bricky still has area denial and cleanse.
Okay,
he
so
doesn't
you
have to draw.
can
Did I do enough? Let's
discard
find out.
secondary
There's a lot
mission
of
cards to
ladies
get
that are
command
very
points back
angry with
if you
my
don't like them.
dice.
Okay.
There's a lot
That's
of things
cool.
coming in now. And there's a
Because that could
lot of
mitigate
fire
getting
we're
a
about to
bad
bring.
card. Because yeah, the
by the way,
like
did I
behind the
tell you
enemy
my
lines, I would
favorite
think would be pretty
princess?
difficult to do to get any kind of points for it.
Start of his turn 2, his miracle dice now, he's got a 1, 2 3s, 2 4s, a 5, and a 6. 3 command points for Bricky and 3 command points for Nick. 5-0 in Nick's favor.
I am declaring.
So did he turn in some of those miracle dice to get command points back, or did the command points reset
I'm not
on
sure
his new
choice,
turn?
But it definitely is one. He's down to 2 command points.
You know what happens when someone dies, right? I spend 1 CP for divine intervention.
Oh, there's a dead.
D&D ability, Divine Intervention. Discard 1 to 3 miracle dice. The last destroyed model from your unit is set back up with wounds equal to the miracle dice discarded. Interesting. So you can just get units back that have died from rolling miracle dice. That's pretty big.
Unit. That's a miracle dice and a command point for Bricky.
I kind of feel like that was worth it, but maybe not.
And so he's moving units up around to this other objective here, I guess.
We want that hunter killer missile.
Incoming reinforcements.
1 penitent engine there. We're gonna choose to take that whole flank. All that infantry completely mulched. Flamers, heavy bolters, all the options, it's right there.
He's going in hard.
Girls are coming down.
Where do they want to go?
Over here.
Bringing in Celestine from the
Nick reacts
flanks.
with a 0 command point rapid ingress. The bomber has arrived, hopefully to fly over something
Oh,
on
snap.
his turn.
Divine intervention with 1 wound remaining. We have a shooting phase ahead of us. More importantly, we have a flaming phase. But first, round 2.
Don't get a 1.
We hit it.
There you go.
Hey, the sniper did something.
Oh, the sniper whiffs again.
Or not.
Oh no!
Turn back away, you.
Never
Here
mind.
was hit by a sniper shot. It did not wound, but it hit. Take a battle shock test.
Oh, yes, indeed. Battle shot.
They are shocked. 4 hand flamers, D6 shots each. 4s it is.
I see none of them.
Bolt pistols.
Okay.
On 3s. 4s.
Save 1, 1 goes through.
1 more.
Killed another.
D6 shots with the Ardent Blade. Wounds on 3s because of your.
So
card.
he's got a mixture of flamers, bolters, and some other kind of laser gunners in there.
Allows
Interesting.
them to
Okay.
move 6 inches after fire.
I would assume that
Multi-melt.
melee-based things would do a heavier amount of damage
Save a dice just in case
and have an easier chance to hit just because it's more difficult for them to get into melee range.
4.
4 damage. Okay, so that brings me down to 7 wounds remaining.
We will take a 6.
Ooh.
And we will bring you
Automatically.
down to 1. Let's give ourselves a new miracle dice for the cherub. This penitent engine will fire its flamers at the back squad in white. 4s with twin linked.
What?
Twin linked, I don't know what that is.
Yellow paint from the Ethereal.
Oh my.
I say 1 more, so 2 go through, and you have damaged this guy.
Goodness
and killed
gracious.
this guy.
Flamer coming in at the red squad. 2d6 shots. Wounding. Yeah.
Okay.
I know exactly how to deal with
He's taking the
devil
numbers
fish. That's
down.
our favorite word.
Grenades?
Grenades.
Oh, Lord.
Command point on grenades here. He's down to 1 command point left.
1 4. Explosion! No.
Oh, he
That
takes
same
out another
squad will
tank.
Fire upon
Okay.
the Tau currently on the objective. Bolters, they hit on 2s.
All right. You have killed
Twin link adds other shots to the weapon, I might be wrong.
D6
It
shots
seems
with
like, yeah, it would be
Flamer
something like
Storm,
that.
Flamer, Guardian Drone, ain't nothing.
You killed both creatures and 1 wound off of the Conjure Fireblade.
I don't know, I feel like Bricky's kind of got the leg up at the moment. He's taken out 3 of his tanks so far, 3 of his big mechs.
4s.
But I don't know how much of a difference that really makes, you know.
Wipes the squad.
I believe this battle report was from the 9th edition, so co-ops were imbalanced as hell, or at least that's what I remember everybody complaining about it. But balance is always breaks later in every edition.
White squad.
Gotcha.
Let's get it.
It said this video is from 4 months ago, so I don't know when 10th edition came out. I know 10th edition came out somewhat recently.
We're firing the whole payload directly at the flyer. D6 shots, 4s, and see what we got. I will go ahead and miracle dice with a 4 to hit the last one. 3s.
Okay. 5.
It is a 10th edition game,
I
okay.
have 8 wounds remaining.
Heavy bolter, 3s. Sustain hits 1. We're looking at 5s to wound.
Oh, it goes through.
2 damage. Hunter killer missile. It hits. 3s. It wounds.
On a 6. No.
D6 damage. I already miracle dice, and I don't have a 6 miracle dice. God Emperor be with me. He's with me.
Oh man.
Oh wow, the Sun Shark gets popped. Faith in the Emperor apparently
It took down his plane before it got a chance to do anything. That's rough.
Down to the wound.
Ricky's taking out all his mechs, man. All his vehicles are getting dropped. He took out 3 tanks and a bomber.
I mean, let's just
The Emperor
say
protects,
there's one
man. Am I right?
faction that has faith and one that doesn't.
I'm
One's rolling
exactly.
really good on their miracle dice, and one's rolling not so good on their damage. Is it correlated? Maybe. Who knows? Cadre Fireblade. I'm charging. Let's begin.
Junith is into combat, spending a 5
Okay.
and rolling a 6 to get the Palatine in.
We're getting into melee
shall
here.
Drop down ourselves and discard 1 miracle dice. Doesn't matter what it is, just a miracle dice in general. This gives us Rapturous Blows. She has 4 attacks at 4/2/2.
Oh, shit.
With lethal hits.
Palatine with the Blade of St. Eleanor almost murks that entire squad with the discarded
God
miracle dice.
damn. God damn. She's taking him down. So he said she's got like some kind of special blade. I assume again that like relics or something like that could add to the stats of the certain units, but have some kind of point value to deployment. I assume. I don't know. But damn, that little Palatine unit just slicing and dicing.
Take out my own blade. 4s.
On 4s. The power that comes from this. How? Miracle dice. Junith Yaruta with her Mace of Castigation.
I'm alive with 2 wounds.
Following up on this, we have 4 attacks with punching. 3s again.
4 ups. Fails. Second one passes. 1 wound remaining. He fights you back. Oh. Hi-ya!
Oh,
Slice.
I do place a new objective.
Bricky sits at
Okay.
10 points to Nick's 5. He
I mean,
scored
Bricky's looking
both
like he's
secondaries this
in
turn.
the superior
That's gonna
position
be
right
big
now. He's
as
taking out a
we
lot
get
of
into
his
turn 2.
big mechanized units.
Miracle dice. That's 3.
Bricky now sits at 2 4s and a 3 on Miracle Dice.
Each faction and even sub-factions have access to different relic weapons and equipment.
Now
That's what I
no
thought.
Units on any objectives, and I'm going to score no primary points on my turn. This is going to be tough, but I know I can bounce back. In the movement phase, we are going to fall back with this Cadre Fireblade, and then all these infantry are going to run away as well.
You know, before I started this video, I should have put in OBS. I should have put the chat overlay up so that everyone who watches this recording later can see what the chat's saying and me replying. I'll do that for the future.
Yay! This guy needs to move over here.
Bricky overwatching with the mid-table squad, swapping out a Miracle Dice now at 4-3-3 and chewing away at that Breacher unit.
14 shots with bolsters. Let's see those 6s. The Emperor continues.
All right, here we go. All right, you've killed 2 of the Breachers remaining.
The Cadre Fireblade falls back with a desperate breakout, and it fails.
My Enforcer suit with a group of Crisis suits. I've also got a Crisis suit commander. I'm gonna go onto your objective.
Okay.
Let's start off the festivities.
Yes.
Start right here. Now they're gonna use their one-shot secret missiles that I've been
Okay,
saving.
he's trying to take out his other tank, his other APC Rhino tank or
Catcher
whatever.
granting rerolls into the Exorcist, but it's still up.
We're not holding it in.
Nope.
We're not holding it in.
Denied.
What was that?
That's so.
The amount of ones I've rolled for damage and wounding is just...
The Emperor protects.
Do it. Can I handle this?
Down to 6.
Well, that was absolutely terrible. The worst rolls I could have done.
1 command point for Nick on grenades, 2 command points left.
On 4s is mortal wounds, and please take 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will take 1.
So we're gonna fire this entire unit of Crisis suits and the commander into this unit. They're gonna be guided by this Cadre Fireblade.
Let's see it.
It looks like
5 ups.
those units are behind cover, so but I don't know, maybe you can see them through the archway or something. I don't know how the rules works with cover in this.
Oh, Celestine is pasted, but that's a 5
No,
and a 1 for Miracle Dice.
how
He's got
dare
a
you.
1, 2 3s, a 4, and a 5 now.
Before I go further, I do owe you a bucket.
How
full of
dare
guns.
he attack Celestine.
3 guns. He did not take any damage.
Oh no, hazardous rolls, kills of Crisis Suits. No, Nick's got command points. I'd be tempted to re-roll that.
The Firesight Marksman will support into the organ gun, hitting on 2s. 8.
Into the Exorcist now and fails 2. Miracles the 3rd, and the Exorcist has 2 wounds remaining.
You need to take hazardous tests?
Yes. Take 3 wounds. Let's go with the railgun. This unit of strike team.
Yes.
So the suits take damage
Suit right here.
just naturally from doing actions, I guess, or have a chance to.
His big giant gun here. He's got 2 side guns. They're gonna shoot at this unit right here of flagrants.
Flagellant.
They're gonna shoot at the flatulence.
Damn it, I don't have my soundboard. Please add it in post.
Winning on a 2, 6 devastating wounds. 6 plus D6 damage.
Oh, the Penitent Engine dies, no explosion.
No,
but that is
not the
another
Penitent
3 for
Engine.
Miracle dice.
So the accelerated burst cannons into this unit of flagrants.
Flatulence.
Flatulence.
4 up, feel no pain. Fails.
I killed one of them.
No, you do not.
Oh, they have multiple wounds?
They have 2
Rip.
wounds.
Oh, okay, well, there's something. And then this whole unit of fire warriors are gonna fire into this 1 wound model.
This is going to be exciting. It's so exciting. I'm going to roll them 1 at a time.
Yeah.
3 up.
Rip.
Oh, the Palatine is down.
Rip on the first. She served her purpose.
A miracle dice.
She took out a squad.
We have the Sky Ray. So he's gonna fire his big giant missile rack right here. It's gonna fire its side sponson into the wounded flagrants. Into the flagrants first. You've killed everything. And then wounds you. So reroll the wound rolls. And that's another one.
So let's see some
Yay.
6s. None. Let's see
0.
some feel no pains. Quite a lot. Only 1 dies.
And then it's
Interesting,
big giant
okay.
into there, and I better hit at least 1 of these.
Let's see it.
I hit 2 of them. 3s. No. No. Get the box.
The Exorcist is down.
But a miracle
Rip.
dice, I do gain a 5.
Firestart
Okay.
mark. So you know what? I'm gonna shoot at this cannoness here.
Still don't really know exactly what everything that has to do with the miracle dice, like
I failed.
what the numerical value means.
It is.
So you're seeing if this
I assume that
5.
it seems like he's able to exchange miracle dice in for other actions, but I just don't know, like, if the dice roll has a certain value to the different actions he could do, I assume, you know?
what?
2.
Does Celestine resurrect? She does.
Oh, Celestine's back.
Returns.
There
3
it
more
is.
points for Nick on cleanse. That's going to give him 8 secondary points
Yep.
total. 3 command points
There
for Nick.
you're
as
right.
he's
She
discarded
came
to
back.
deploy Homer, and 1 for Bricky. And we head to turn 3.
Can't keep her down.
That in future turns, I deny his points because I need to score max primary in turn 4 and 5. Because I'm not going to score any primary for this turn or next.
For the most part, the organ being gone is a little scary, but I kept those reserves for a reason. Celestine is back. The right flank still has 3 engines in it. As far as I'm concerned, I think I just need to really tighten.
I still think Bricky's in the better position overall. He's got more points, and it seems like he's
drawn
done
overwhelming force and
more.
engaged on all
He's
fronts.
killed more important
He's got
units
new
off, I
miracle
think.
dice
I don't know.
now. He's sitting at a 1, a 2, 3, 3.
Necron's looking at her like it's my movie, yeah, right? Exactly.
15 primary points sees him jump up to 25 to 8. 3 command
That's what I was
points to
thinking
Nick's
earlier
4.
when he was talking about,
begin.
I guess, rolling miracle dice to bring units back. I was like, it sounds very Necron.
And you would be correct there. Battle shocked. Celestine. 1.
Tried to play a couple of solo practice matches with 40k kill team, but it was too much to keep up with, so I gave up from first time player.
We have an advance roll for this penitent engine.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just don't have anyone else that I know locally that is into this to like play with, and I don't know of any kind of local groups that do anything.
Up. Let them join the party. These girls over here. The canoness.
To be fair, coming back was a chaos first thing,
There.
or chaos thing first.
Move for these girls right here.
Taking the objective.
Yeah, you're talking about coming back to life. Yeah,
All
resurrection.
three.
It would make sense that chaos would be able to do that. That's kind of like hard ingrained in their lore, right?
Overwatch! Okay.
Celestine getting overwatched here. Nick's down to 3 command points. Overcharging, going for the kill.
Good lord.
Wow, 10 wounds at -2.
We will save 1 just
Joggling with Tabletop Simulator, maybe. My friend told me you can play 40k online that way. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that Tabletop Simulator has some kind of like
A command reroll.
40k module in it, but
and she lives.
Okay, so
I mean, I could look into it. I'm just surprised that
this or Celestine will perish.
Games Workshop hasn't made like an actual like digital
Big
tabletop
moment. Bricky down to
game
2 command
version
points,
with all
and
these
Celestine is
units
gone.
I get a miracle dice.
in it and whatnot. You know what I mean?
4. Let's bring in some reserves, shall we?
I may be building an army.
Here come the Repentia.
I love flamers. Everything is so good with flamers. Like this penitent engine about to burn your crisis commander with 2d6 shots with flamers. 4s to wounds.
Do it.
But it is twin linked.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Rip.
Commander is down.
Rip the commander. Sniper. Do something, sniper.
His one special ability called Shield Breaker rounds.
No invulns.
No anything. D3 plus 3 damage. A fine chance. No, it's
Bro.
Oh, the Exodus rifle takes that commander down to 1 wound left.
The mortifier will fire at the same crisis squad. On 3s, sustained hits. 4s. 2 damage each, my friend.
Down to 4 wounds with this lead crisis suit here.
We will fire this one bolter. Hits. Wounds on a...
Down
Lord.
to 3 over here.
All right, let's fire this penitent engine. 2d6 shots. Only 5. Wounds on 3s.
On 5 up, feel no pains. 2 more guys off. 1 and 2.
Fire multiple.
I wish they would let us see, like,
white squad I just did.
the dice rolls better.
Begin with
Like, I get that they have, like, a limited amount of time here. But, like, it's kind of hard sometimes to see exactly what they do. So I wish they could, like, I don't know, have some kind of, like, better model that shows up here that shows what the dice rolls were, you know, for the different attacks or something. I don't know.
Wounding on 4s because of the -1. AP 1s.
5 ups. So you killed the squad, and you have brought the ethereal down to 2 wounds.
The final mortifier into the ethereal. Begin mortifier. 3s. 3s.
All right. Don't save it.
2 damage.
Kills him.
All right, this squad in the center has some shooting to do. Everything into the
To this
construct.
1 unit.
Nick spends a command point on go to ground. He's down to 2. That's going to give him
+6
cover.
invulnerable. Infantry unit gains +6 invulnerable save and benefit of cover. Interesting. Okay, so that should make it like extremely hard to hit.
6 up invuln.
3s. Save all but 1, and you have killed this guy, which now means the Guardian Drone is dead.
The heavy bolter then hitting on 3s because of the +1. Wounds on 4s.
All right, on a 4. Save it.
Very nice.
He's alive.
He did.
And now a 4 on a miracle dice. Jeebus.
All right, first things first.
I don't know what that means.
Penitent engine who needs to make a 6 or something in charge.
Photon grenade now for Nick. 1 command point left, trying to slow that penitent engine using a 5 on a miracle dice, and he rolls a 5. He's in.
Okay.
Oh wow, what a charge phase turn 3 for Bricky. The engines of
For
doom
real,
are
dude.
in.
The more fun one.
They're straight up in his
They
face.
need to atone. So we'll take the 6 and we'll roll the 3.
No.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Rip.
Crap. Canada, get in there.
No.
Yes.
Okay. You can come in. You're allowed.
Hold on.
Mid-table squad's doing some charging.
Get a 5. We're gonna. That's technically a 5. Yeah. So I guess it does work, but it's not what I was really hoping for. What do you think about that guy? You think he's gonna make it?
No, I'll take him off for you.
Take him off.
With
thank
his
you.
1 wound. Why are we talking like this
Like
now?
the damn New Yorkers. We're consolidating into both of these units, I tell you what. And let's punch the fire blade. I don't think I got much going on here. Power weapon, 2 shots, hits on 3.
I don't know. I feel like Bricky's like in a pretty solid position here with the units he's taking out and his
Cannonus
board
goes over the crisis
coverage.
suits, bringing down to 2
But I
command points
like
for
I just
waves,
don't know
2
like what
AP zeros, and Nick
kind of
fails.
damage or abilities the Tau can do
I know.
if they even have a chance of coming back. I feel like him taking out the tanks early is what is making a big difference here, but this is just me speculating.
Nick, my friend, I believe that I have completed my turn.
Bricky's jumped out to a huge
At
lead.
25 to
here. He
8,
scores 8 points on
33 to 8,
secondaries.
dude.
Out of command points, Nick has 1, but he's 33 to 8.
Yeah, that's big.
Start of next turn 3, he scores no primary. He's got to start scoring quick, or this game's gonna run away from him.
Sir.
And then I'm gonna draw 2 new objectives. Here, you draw for me this time.
Excellent.
Yeah, let's see. Assassination.
Oh.
That would have been good last turn. An overwhelming force. So
Not just-
Kayun begins.
Not just sustained, but a guided unit gets sustained too.
These guys move 14. I'm gonna move on to this objective right here. Fireblade is gonna fall back around you and hold this objective. Starting with this unit of crisis suits.
Understood.
They're gonna shoot everything into this unit right here. They're gonna be guided by this unit of
He's trying to clear him off the
Point-blank
objective
ambush for
there.
1 command point for Nick.
Yeah, okay.
See it.
Commander 2.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Freeze.
That's a lot of dice, man.
6s, baby.
Jesus.
They die. So it turns out, sustain hits when guided is pretty good. Sustain hits 2.
Yeah, he took out that whole squad.
Really good.
I think I've made a path for turn 4 and turn 5 comeback.
And more Miracle Dice for that massive death pile that Nick just created. Last command point, 1 command point to stand her back up at the end of the phase. Wow, that's a good deal.
Again, tends to be more about the objectives and the points rather than dropping the other armory. Not that that doesn't help. Yeah, that's what it seems like. I mean,
this doesn't interrupt.
I feel like they probably want to have a balance of that. They want to have a balance of going for objectives, but also needing to clear enemy units off the board so that you can, you know, make sure you're holding and securing the objectives, right? You got to find a balance between the two, so it's not just like, because otherwise there'd be situations where certain factions would just be better than others, because, you know, if it just came down to clearing the other enemy team up, some factions are just probably, you know, they would just be stronger at it than others. You know what I mean? Just
Skyray's firing.
Skyray.
3 shots from his big gun into those guys over there. Pew, pew, pew.
this man is not rolling good with his tanks here.
So let's hope we're good. We're not good.
D6 plus 1 damage.
He dies.
A lot of Pyrrhic victories in 40k matches. It does, yeah, I would bet.
So we lose a Battle Sister squad.
Which I would think that would be something that would make the Necrons pretty powerful, is, you know, their resurrection stuff. But like you said, also Chaos have that, and so do I guess this the Battle Sisters here. But I don't know what the different rules are for the different factions for those resurrection abilities.
And we gain a Miracle Dice for doing so.
The Firesight Marksman guiding into the big giant tower guy. Both broadsides are going into the mortifier engine.
The big gun.
All 4 drones are going to go into the Repentia. 4 shots hitting on 3s from the big giant guns.
Let's see it.
All right. 13 or 14.
Yeah, 2s. Well, yeah, this might matter.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
It doesn't matter much. Deadly Demise. No.
Okay.
Miracle Dice. Yes. 3.
And then all the missiles into the Repentia over there. Strike 7.
Strike 7. 2s. Oh, okay. We'll use a 4. 4-ups until she dies. A 4-up. She dies.
Rip.
No. No, that is the squad. Give me a Miracle
Damn, it's
Dice.
another squad down.
And
Okay.
lastly, my Firestarter Marksman.
Tao's coming back and starting to clear up some units here, man.
Yeah. -1.
4-up invul. No.
2 damage.
Down to 1.
All right, so at the end of the turn, we still have some combats to do.
I do, and I was certainly choosing these crisis suits.
Makes sense.
We have 5 attacks with my Canoness with her chain sword. We're hitting on 2s. We're gonna use a 5 automatically for a Miracle Dice to wound with 1 and hope for 5s on the others. 1 more.
Fight face now, and the Canoness kills a crisis suit.
Okay.
Marco Flagellants, we're gonna activate their extremis trigger words. 6 attacks each.
Trigger words?
They're trigger words.
So it seems like if units get into melee, there's like an extra attack phase that they get at the end of the enemy's turn or something.
6s, of course, but we get twin linked as well. Whoopsie daisy, there we are.
Which goes through.
1 damage.
3 Miracle Dice brings the Canoness back with 3 wounds.
Oh, snap.
Nick manages 10 points on secondary, 33 to 18 as we head to Bricky's turn 4.
Bricky still has a huge lead going into his next turn here, man.
5 points on primary.
He cleared up some of Bricky's
Storm
units,
Hustle
but
objective and secure no man's land. Both players hit a 2 command.
so control no one more objective markers that were controlled by your opponent or weren't controlled by the start of your turn. So he has to take objectives that weren't controlled by his enemy or that weren't controlled by him at the start of this turn. Hold 2 objectives in no man's land. Okay.
Points.
There's a Battleshock test I need to take here.
Yes. Now this is a big Battleshock test. If you fail this, you don't hold this objective, scoring 0 on primary.
Yes. Because all the other Battle Sisters have been removed, and that is a 3. Let's make some waves up in here.
Oh, shit.
Nick overwatches with crisis suits. She dies, but she's going to be coming back at the end of phase because she hasn't stood back up yet.
She's instead going to run and hide behind here.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's got to be annoying fighting against that, where units just keep coming back to life.
Backfield objective, get the flamer, get the points, get the secondary. Everything needs to go up and everything needs to start hitting. Hitting well, but hitting regardless. Meltas, lots of them, into your Tetras.
Oh, the Tetras have gone down.
They could explode, actually.
Ooh.
1 explodes, dealing 1 mortal wound.
Junith Yaruta is going to go ahead and fire her flamer. D6 shots, 2. When linked. What is more sisters than bathing in holy fire?
Why do I keep failing? Down to 4 wounds on this crisis suit here.
We will fire some heavy bolters into the same.
This is 12.
But it has sustained 1. 6s, however.
Down to 10 wounds remaining over here.
She's gonna take a plasma pistol and just bam! Wounds on a 2. Yep.
Don't save it.
1 damage.
Okay, down to 2.
With that, let's go ahead and do a little bit of charges, shall we? The canoness should go in.
Bricky's charge phase now, and here comes the farm.
7-inch charge into the sky right here.
And then immediately we use a 6 miracle dice to make it instant. I am gonna charge with this one and
Yeah, he's just closing in.
1 CP tank shock.
Tank shocking the devilfish. 2 mortals.
Now,
Oh,
let's
snap.
get into some stabbing, shall we? With the canoness, we know we want to have her get her time into some.
Oh, dead Cadra Fireblade.
Rip.
Mortifier. Into
Okay,
the
so he's
hammerhead.
taking that objective.
We are hitting on 3s with sustained 1.
So that'll give him a command point for holding that objective, right?
Down to 4 wounds remaining.
Now the other mortifier, same shindig.
It's one of his secondary
And we are
objectives.
wounding on 4s as well.
6s? Nope. Down to 10 wounds remaining on the Skyray.
Gunships and stuff.
Sure. Gunship hits you once.
All right. Fails.
Hey, you take 1 wound.
The other arcoflagellants are gonna hit you. 4s. Hazardous rolls. We got 1. Oh no. Feel the pains.
Killed 1.
My canoness over there. 2s.
Hazardous rolls, I don't know what it is. I assume it's one of the things where it's
1
like
damage.
1 damage, down to 3.
And a turn 4.
the specific unit that he's rolling to attack, they have some kind of negative ability or whatever that they take damage to themselves for doing something.
This is in
He's
trouble.
30 points ahead of him, man. I don't see how he's coming back. I mean, I guess it could be
Nick has got
possible.
about a heretic's chance. This is a long shot, but
Yeah.
it's not out of reach.
Investigate signals.
Okay.
And secure no man's land. I'm going to spend 2 command points to get rid of investigate signals.
New orders.
Bring it down and secure no man's land. Here we go. He's got to get on objectives or
Okay, so score by destroying enemy monster or vehicle models. Scoring is cumulative. So I don't think Bricky has any more vehicles, right? So what would a monster unit be? Would that be like Celestine? Would Celestine be considered a monster? I don't know if any of those other units are
he's gonna
considered
lose the game.
vehicles.
My
Oh, I guess
secondary draws aren't great. but I need to
Repenters.
score them.
I think
have
the
to
little.
spend
I don't know.
still
I don't know what the
not
units are called. So
scoring any primary.
there's
That's
like
gonna
some kind of
kill
like
me.
mech
I need to move
unit or
up
whatever that
with my
Bricky
prize.
has that are against these tanks.
Fine.
These guys right here. Maybe those are considered vehicles. I don't know. Or a monster.
Farsight. I'm going to advance with him.
Let's see it.
Get on the objective. That is 3 inches away and 5 inches up.
That's what she said.
They're going to guide the broadside.
That's what she said.
As they fire into the Meltas, but they will split fire into the Meltas and the vehicle. But the crisis is going to
Interesting.
fire into combat.
Also
just
that.
to make it complicated. The guided unit right here. Let's fire this. That is a wound, and it's devastating. +1.
Ooh, devastating wound, huh?
7 wounds.
7 wounds.
Oh, snap.
How is that 5 up feel no pain treating us right now? Very well. It lives with 1.
Oh no! And then the missiles from the drones into there.
Okay.
Retributor Squad takes a death. Judith is getting shot now. She's dead. Miracle Dice tally is at a 1, a 2, 4 3s, and a 5. There's another 1 for him on Miracle Dice.
No.
This one too, unfortunately, and I hate it, but I need to do it. This is way more shots than I started with.
2, 4 ups. She's dead.
The suits succeed at hazardous rolls. That is huge. He needs them.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah,
Fire his side guns.
I'd be rough if those hazard rolls were
Ball right here.
Understood.
taking them out.
Giant missile rack into the mortifier engine. The side spawns it into the 1 wound character right here. I need to kill it.
Or Lorbius.
So I hit you once. It wounds!
It wounds!
That failed
Let's
to save.
go! No.
Oh, right, Miracle Dice.
Oh, the mortifiers are doing work, and Nick can't kill them.
Hammerhead into the other
Damn.
mortifier engine. Into the 1 wound mortifier engine.
Or hits.
Finally, 1 goes down.
There goes. 5.
And then the railgun shot into the other mortifier engine here. Hits.
All
Okay.
right.
And then it wounds at D6 +6.
Not a terrible roll. Not enough. Miracle.
5. And if I can sink this charge, I will get secure no man's land. Oh yeah, 11.
Yes.
All right, so charging in with the Crisis Suit Commander. 5, 6, 7. Either way, I'm in.
Perfect.
Kaboom.
Bricky overwatches from his penitent engines. Both suits at 1 wound left, but no command points. That could be big.
Combat needs to go my
Okay,
way.
so it looks like he's retaken all
Yes.
of
So,
the
3 hits from the commander.
Objectives in no man's land
Commander
there.
wounds once, the crisis suit fails, and the miracle dice saves him.
The broadsides. Twos.
No joy in the mid-table either.
Well, okay. Well, that's the end of my turn.
Without that killer emperor, no. Yes.
Fives and re-rolling.
Hammerhead crushes into the
4-ups. Lives with 1. Flagellant will go with next then in that case. 6 attacks. On 3 is 5 because we're super wounded. Beautiful twin linked.
down to 2 wounds.
Down to 2.
10 more points on secondaries for Nick. 48-28 as we head to Bricky's turn.
He's
5.
still always behind. He's still 20 points
So I
down.
kept him off primaries for most of the game. I'm getting barely any points at all, but he also isn't either. But he's turn 2, and he can really spike primaries at the end. I need to get these secondaries done, and I need to delay things, everything into his boats, hold back his crisis suits, hold as much as I can dotted around the battlefield, and just hopefully wipe him off where I can.
All right, so turn 5.
Battle shock. Very important.
Yep.
We have 2 battle shock targets here and here. You know what?
I want to like go back here and just look like the board is like so empty now compared to what it was earlier. But this objective isn't being held at all. This objective is being contested, and these 2 objectives look like they're open. I don't know if these would be considering like holding this objective here. These got these tanks here on lockdown. I think this is one of Bricky's units that are fighting against these hazard suits. The sniper up here hasn't done dick, and I don't know what these guys are, but I don't know. It's looking like, as far as units on the board, it looks kind of even now, if not maybe even in the Tau favor. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Battle shock. Very important.
Yep.
We have 2 battle shock targets here and here. You know what? I might want to use stratagem on him. So I will take this 5 and I will roll the other. It's a 5. Yes, that gal will definitely need a battle shock test. She fails.
Battle shocked.
We need a miracle dice that we gain, a 2.
You have behind enemy lines. It's very doable for you. You already have it.
That is a bit doable.
And extend battle lines.
Arco-flagellants have a 7-inch move. So, you know.
Broadside's overwatching into the moving
That's what she said.
Arco-flagellants. He's out of command points.
Penitent Engine will flame everything you know and love. Okay. 2d6 shots. Winning on 4s, now to 3s, but twin linked.
Oh, wow. A dead suit.
Rip.
Singular bolt.
That's big.
pistol.
From here?
Yes.
Yeah.
We need a 2, honestly.
The miracle dice wounds the suit.
All the melters into that. Yeah. 3s! 3s here to
All right.
wound. Made 2. We will miracle dice the last.
2 wounds.
No 6s.
6.
8 wounds each. It's down to 7. So
Kills
you
1.
killed one of them.
One of them dies.
That's big.
Charge phase.
Arco-flagellants into the mid-table. Boom, what a charge.
Let's fight.
All right, into the fire site marksman.
Hits on 4s with sustained.
Oh, 1 dead marksman.
I will consolidate onto the objective.
All right. I need to go with this commander first. Hits you once.
Oh, the suit commander has failed.
Yeah, the broadside might as well go in there. 3 hits into your guy there, and wounds you once.
3 up. Fails, takes a wound.
1 damage down to 1. Hammerhead's gonna try to kill this 1 wound guy here. 2 once. That's all I need. Wound it! Wounded it.
Oh, I need a 4 up. Feel no pain.
Do it!
Rip.
He does die.
Deny you points.
And a miracle dice. A
Oh,
6.
6.
The Imagifier. 3 attacks.
Miracle wound on the enforcer, and it lives. 8
No.
more points for
Damn, dude.
secondary for Bricky.
56
He's
to
gonna
28.
end the game with 36 secondary and 20 primary. That's 56 points. Nick sits at 28.
I don't see how he's going to do that.
At this point.
Yeah, I don't see how he's going to come
Everything
back
has
from
to
this,
come
man.
up Millhouse.
That's a lot of points. It's almost 30 points down.
Well, there's only one thing left to do, and it's a Hail Mary to see if I can bring this game home. There is a path forward. There is a chance here. If I can get on every single objective by the end of my turn, control 3 objectives to score 15 points, and complete both of my secondaries, I can turn
I think
this
Bricky
thing
gets to
around.
roll
So
to gain a new miracle dice every time he loses a unit. That's what it seems
and
like.
Engage in all fronts. The only way I can get engaged in all fronts is I have to fall back with this unit and fall back with this unit.
Yes.
Only way to do it. So I'm gonna fall back to here. Are you gonna overwatch me?
I am going to overwatch you. But a twist of fate. I will not overwatch you with my flamers, but instead my meltas. 1-6.
That's all you need.
How many dice are in that box?
confronting 7.
Right. I said 8.
You said 8. Oh, you need to roll another dice then. Oh.
It was all set up. It was all set up. We make our own faith, which means 2 wound on 3s. And they both wound. You need 4 up, sir. You make this right now. A heads coin flip into a heads coin flip. You dear. It is. Oh no.
I don't know what for. All right. Well, with that, he dies. It means my gamble to get the objectives fails.
Is that it?
I can't get an engaged all fronts. I can't get enough primary
Rip.
points, which means despite me even moving here to get an additional 5 points here, means I will only score 5 more points, putting my game far behind yours.
Good
GG.
man.
That's
Damn.
it. That's all, folks. That was the chance, and he's done. 66-38.
66 to 38. Damn.
Episode's victor, Bricky.
Well done.
Plus 10 points for what? For plus 10 points for battle ready armies painted. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you just get 10 points for having painted armies. Interesting.
38 in favor of this episode's victor, Bricky.
Well done. And you have more than earned these victory dice.
Yes.
Oh snap!
Fantastic.
Okay, you
Thank
got some
very
dice
much.
for winning.
You really had Nick out thinking himself, sir. Well played. And Nick, better luck next time. Those miracle dice really were the death of you. Thanks to this episode's sponsor, GameMat.eu.
Xeno scum, they got what they had coming to them.
And high quality neoprene mats.
The
Make
Emperor
to check them out at
protects.
the link below. If you like what we do, please consider supporting us through YouTube membership or Patreon. You'll get exclusive releases as well as behind-the-scenes interviews, early access to most of our shows, and access to our Discord, the most happening 40k community around. That's
right.
it for us here in the Play On Studios, folks. On behalf of all of us, this is JT, the voice of Play On, saying, until the next time you see us in the far-flung future of a grimdark universe, play on.
All right. Well, there we go. That was Adepta Sororitas Tau. Adepta Sororitas versus Tau, Bricky vs. Nick, Warhammer 40k in 40 minutes. If you guys like their video and like the, watching the tabletop game, go check out their channel. I'll have a link to this channel and to this video, the original video here down below in the description. So go check out their stuff, give them a like and sub. They got a Patreon, they got a Discord. So if you want to join all that stuff and, find some other people in the 40k community to look up and maybe play some games with, I might, take a look at their Discord and see if there's anyone in my area, to link up with and maybe get into some of this stuff. But interesting video getting into tabletop. Obviously, I don't really know enough about the rules one way or the other, but Bricky obviously had a pretty commanding lead there. It was pretty hard for him to come back to. But I would like to learn more about the tabletop game and the tabletop rules and the various units. So if you guys have anyone out there that that breaks down the tabletop rules for, I guess, 10th edition is the most recent edition. So if you've got anyone out there that can go over 10th edition rules and what the various phases are and how the various phases work, and I guess the different factions and maybe some of the different faction units and how they work on tabletop, and versus some of the lore, etc. I would love to look at that stuff and learn some more about it. If you like this video, let me know down in the comments below. I wouldn't mind watching some more of these games and doing some more reactions to them and just chilling and chatting with you guys here and watching these and just having a good time. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for now. If you guys like this video, like I said, let me know down in the comments. If you consider leaving a like and a sub. I'm doing this reaction live right now with some of my YouTube members, so if you guys would like to, you can click the join button down below and check out the YouTube membership tiers, see if any of those would be a fit for you guys. But for now, this is gonna do it. Appreciate you guys hanging out and taking the time to watch the video. It means a lot. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you're having yourself a wonderful day. See you on the next one. Take it easy.